What's up, fam? Yeah, I realized I had to break out the big lights. Yeah, lights, action, camera. I had to break out the big lights, man. So I'm here, of course. Always come a bit early, but I ain't that early today. I had a couple of things to handle, but I'm not late. So yeah, I had to kind of rearrange a couple of things, and I'm getting ready to open up on Instagram. So remember, we're going to have a topic today of why is America so divided? Why do you think? Now, we all got our different ideas on what we personally believe, you know, and I just like to kind of chop it up with a couple of people on their perspective of, right? So here we go, getting ready to go live on Instagram. Let's see how everything falls in place for me here. Yeah. What's up, Instagram? Got YouTube over here, got Instagram over here. Today's topic is why is America so divided? Mm, Nabbit. That's something we all need to kind of be talking about, right? Can I get rid of those? I can't. All right. See, I can't swipe them to the left or the right. See, that's a strange thing. Okay. Let's see here. Oops. No questions yet. Okay, cool. All right. But anyway, family, family, family. As you have been hearing, because I have been advertising and letting everybody know that I'm going live at 5. I'm going live at 5 on YouTube every day. Well, I'm going to try to make it every day. If I don't, if I skip one, oh well, c'est la vie. But got a lot of reverb. Okay. So, and Instagram, I alternate. I'm always going live on YouTube, but I alternate on Instagram between Instagram and Facebook. Like yesterday was Facebook, today is Instagram, tomorrow it'll be Facebook. Okay. So, but it always be YouTube. And I'm not trying to do anything on what is that? Twit? Is it Twit? I think it's called Twit. That's a weird name. Twit. Okay. But anyway, um, yeah. So I'm just kind of it's exactly 5 now. I actually started on time, which I kind of like doing. I like being a little bit early too. And these are things that we all need to kind of talk about. I mean, me personally, I would love to have these type of conversations with my fam, you know. And it seems like I am brighter over here. Let me see. No, I better leave that alone. My setup is what it is, so I'm not gonna keep fooling with it. You know what I mean? That's how you mess up something. Next thing you know it, I done knocked everything on the floor because I'm trying to be perfect. I just got to go ahead and go with it, man. You know what I'm saying? Bump the perfect business. Just go ahead and get it out there. Just get it out there. Yeah. So I hope everybody's been doing wonderful, you know, and all the friends that I have been picking up and all the people that just simply check me out periodically. Welcome, 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 welcome. Yes. And this is how me, I real be free does his thing, right? And this is something I've been kind of always wanting to do. I have a passion, to talk about some positive things and not so positive things, and of course by talking about things that are not so positive, I always try to leave a positive note at the end, so of course we all can identify with the problem. Like today, we know why America is so divided. We understand why America is so divided. Now we all have our personal experiences here in this country. Hold tight. This is the rawness about my show, right? So let's see if I can find some smooth music. There you go. Always like some good old jazz, baby. Yeah, we're gonna talk on top of this jazz. In the background, I don't own the rights to this music. Did you hear me? I don't own the rights to this music. I do not own the rights to this here nice, smooth, chill jazz. Yeah, yeah. So, um, basically, if if we all had an opportunity to change some things in this country, right? Where would we begin? And what would it be? What would you start with? What would you start with if you had an opportunity to be somebody of influence to change things and the way it operates here in this country? What exactly, you know, would you let me see if I can reach it. What exactly would you start with? You know, what would you start with? Now, for me, I would more than likely start with trying to abolish all of the negative groups that are out to hurt people. And if it happens to be the majority of them, um, you know, racist people, then that's what it'll be. And if it's gangs, we'll have to go after all of them because, for the most part, they're not doing this country any good. And the question was, the opening of this show is that why do you think the United States is so divided? Now, I'm gonna give you my opinion. I'm gonna give you my output of why I believe, for many reasons, of course, why this country is so divided. Right? Hold on. Let me see if I can do something without knocking crap over. Oh, that might help. Right? So why, dag nabbit? So this is my point of view. Okay. We have so many people in this country, and a lot of them are very, 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 very proud of who they are. And they're so proud that they believe that they should have everything. That's one of the biggest problems that we have, that people are very biased. Because another group of people don't look like them, then they have a tendency of wanting to treat them in a very, very bad way. Hold on one second. Once again, here I am fooling with my music because I'm now thinking that crap is too loud. So, there. All right. Now I feel a little more better. I feel a lot better now. So therefore, I don't own the rights to this music. So therefore, because we have people who only want to look out for their own way more than anyone else, any other group of people, is one of the reasons why we're so divided. We're divided for many, 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 many reasons in this country. You name it, we're divided on it. When it comes to religion, now, why is it that we are so divided on so many different things? Because we have so many different cultures. We have a lot of different cultures under one roof, right? We have Muslims, Christians, Buddhists, we have Protestants, we got, you name it, we have it. And that is the buildup here in this country. Now, and then there's people who don't believe in anything. They don't believe in any God. They don't believe in any spirit. They believe in the stars and the moon. They believe in vibes, which vibes and religion has a lot to do with each other. They are connected, because I mean, like vibrations and frequencies, all that stuff is real, But we do have a creator, of this entire being, right? So we're divided on so many things. We're divided. We know we need protection in our homes, right? But then there are people who feel like they have to have an entire military of weapons, arsenal in their homes, that they can't even use them all. And they feel like, this is what their freedom should allow them to do. And people in this country are divided on that as well. We're divided on how we teach our children. Good gracious, yeah. We're divided on that. We're divided if we want to tell the truth about history of how this country had came about to be what it is today. We're divided on if there's freaking Loch Ness monsters and UFOs and and aliens. We're divided on that as well. We're divided on money because you have this elite group that has an abundance of money. And then you have this other group who are being suppressed from the money by the elite. So we're divided on that. We are divided, you name it, we're divided on because we have so many different things, so many different people under one roof. I mean, not just the people. It's just all the different nationalities. And that's why we're so divided. And there is a group of people here in this country who believe that they have the sole right to do any and everything they want to do, regardless on if it's breaking the law or not. We're divided on that. We're divided on how police, serve and protect. We're divided on that as well. You see, we're divided on dag nabbit what party to vote for. You name it, we're divided on it. You got bodybuilders, got their bodies, they build their bodies to look like massive Adonises, just packed of muscle. People are divided on that. They don't like it. They feel like something wrong with that. Combat sports, people are divided on that. Football teams. And even if a football player should act like a human being and stand for something, they're divided on that. We're divided. I think this country is more divided than any other country, but for some reason we still stand. We still stand. We pay our taxes, a lot of us, right? Some of us believe in being sovereign citizens where they don't have to abide by the rules and regulations that everybody else do. We're divided on that. We're divided on if the Indians should have their fair share of land in this country, being that this country was ripped and stolen from them, and they were almost eliminated. Retribution should be paid back to them for what was done to them. We're divided on that. So listen, don't be too surprised when you see somebody who knows how to use division well in their favor. Y'all know who I'm talking about because he did it well. Most criminals will be divided on this as well, but most criminals operate best in chaos, like snakes in the grass. They can't operate and function properly on a legal stand. They can't do it, but they can't tell the truth because by telling the truth will incriminate them about the things they've been involved in and how they made their money and how they got certain deals. They cannot be truthful about it. Well, now what we're talking about is criminals. There's a lot of criminals at the top of this country in politics. We're divided on that. We're divided on just being who we are. There's a group of people who believe just because I wear the skin that I wear on the outside, that I shouldn't have the same equal rights and be treated just like they are being treated in this country. We're divided on that. You remember when people came out in the streets after George Floyd was killed? Black Lives Matter. And then we were divided on that because there were a bunch of black people saying it was a white man who started Black Lives Matter. So therefore, they didn't want to be a part of it and thought it was fake and not even, worth saying Black Lives Matter anymore, right? But let me tell you this about that. Let's say if that's true, I don't give a dag nabbit. But what I do know about it is that They gathered people together to protest something that was unjust in this country. And guess what? We're divided on that. So therefore, we're divided on every single thing that we believe it. Like I believe in what I'm saying to you now. Then there's somebody else who's going to believe the opposite, and then we'll debate back and forth. And there it is, division. We're divided on love. In this country, we're divided even on love. We're human beings. We're human beings that are imperfect. It's a sinful world. And that's the reason why we have so much division. Right? This is something that will never stop. We can continue to fight it. We can fight trying to unite this country and the people within this country. We can fight until this whole place just blows up. That's what we can do. Or we can just let it just go ahead and blow up and don't even try to fight. Which is best? Isn't it best to believe the fight is worth fighting for? That's just like non-believers of God. If you don't believe in God, dagnabbit, at the end, if you find out that he's real, then where does that leave you? You're going to be humming and hawing when it's judgment time. If God is real. For all the atheists who don't believe that God is real. You see what I mean? So isn't it safe to simply be, I'm going to believe while I'm here because it's not going to hurt me at the end if he's not real. It's not going to hurt at all, actually, if he's not real. If you really believe he's not real. Right? Or if we find out that he's not real. But I'd rather believe now. And I believe that he is real. And why his son was sent here for our sins. Yeah. So we're divided on that. We're divided on the color of Jesus. You got a whole lot of black people, all right, who have been sold on that Jesus have blonde hair and blue eyes. We're divided on that. Right? We're divided on if I should even be talking to you right now. If I should even have a teeny weeny little platform to say anything. We're divided on that as well. Right? Now, the trick of it all, to be able to maneuver our way through all this division, right, is to constantly talk and show proof about what it is that you do believe. And sometimes that doesn't even matter. You can have it on video. You can have it on video in front of your face happening. And there will be some people saying that that's not real. That's fake. You know who brought that fake stuff up? I mean, he just been blasting everything that he felt that was wrong or that wasn't in his favor. He called it fake. What kind of people would you think that is? Delusional, maybe? Maybe delusional, you think? A delusional disorder because they feel like they're right about everything and they shouldn't lose anything. Losing builds great character. No one person could win every single time they do something or they put their hands on it or when they speak. They can't win all the time. That's just not natural. But there are people in this life, believe it or not, that have been going through life with very few losses. And then when they do lose, they act delusional about the loss and act like it didn't happen. Now that's a little twisted. Or maybe they do know and they're just using ignorant people to push the fact that they have not lost, knowing it's obvious that they lost. And you would have people that would do this. We're divided on who's smart and who's not. If you have a college education, everybody considers you to be a smart person. But then I've run across a lot of educated people with degrees now, with degrees behind their names, right? And doctorates. And they're stupid, or should I say naive, not knowing how to operate in the physical, in the real world, because they've been so into studies so much, they master the studies, but not really knowing how to cope with people, especially somebody from a different background or a different culture. We're divided on that. Dagnabbit, you know? So you can name anything and we're divided on it. And this is my outlook on the reason why America is so divided. It's something that, the world is divided. That's just it. We have all these different dialects that divides the people, different shades and tones and hair. For a very long time, they tried to make black people think that their nappy hair was ugly, was not groomed, not pretty, and their skin wasn't pretty. They tried to make us believe that. We're divided on that. And I beg to differ on that. Yeah. Okay. And here's another one. The first human being on earth was located where, or found to be where? They're divided on that. Of course, the answer is Africa. They don't want to believe that. They say, well, you wasn't there. How would you know? Right? Those are people who just like to question you to death. Keep on throwing up all of these obstacles. And when you go get proof, they'll just come up with another one. While you're gathering right info from the right sources and you coming back to prove your point, they've already dug up another question for you to go run and do the same thing with. It's like being a gopher. Matter of fact, when I first got on social media, especially on Facebook, I was battling back and forth with a lot of people, had a lot of differences, and I'm trying to prove my point by the way of my discussion. And they're trying to prove their point by the way of theirs. And then people, the so-called quote unquote intelligent people will tell you to go look this up. They'll even give you a link to go check it out. You go spend your time. Like I go spend my time and look it up. Find out that where they got their source from. And then I go to another source, credible source. And it'll counteract what they're saying. Or they'll just take just a piece of the truth. And then make a whole storyline behind it. And then present it to you and say, here's this, go dig it, go check this out. Read this from so and so forth, who's the author of. And then you find out that this author, right, is a hateful individual. So therefore, null and void. You can't even take their word for nothing. Hateful people, right? We're divided on too many things. Now, will we ever be unified in this country? Now, here's a time. We're at a moment now that we need to be unified. Black, white, Spanish, Chinese, Indians, Asians, I don't care who you are. We need to be united within this country if you are here as an American, living as an American, and you call yourself an American. We have to, because we have a problem brewing that we may have to be in direct conflict with, and that is Russia. Even that, believe it or not, even being a dedicated person to this country, right? Somebody who is like extremely patriotic. We're divided on that as well. Because some people got a different look about being patriotic. They think that they should hang on to all the negative things that have been forced upon a lot of people in the past with a flag, an American flag and a Confederate flag, thinking that that Confederate flag was a good thing. There's nothing good about that Confederate flag. We're divided on that. Robert E. Lee statue was being torn down in different places. There was a group of people who didn't care how the black and brown people felt about having that statue there in the first place or a Confederate flag. They don't care how you feel. They feel like because they're an American and their ancestors fought that war, which was a wrong thing, and the reasons why, right? They feel they have the right to fly that flag and insult anybody they want to. We're divided on that as well. And now we have a guy who used to be the president, right? Thank God he's no longer the president, and I hope he goes to jail. We're divided on that part too. We got 74 million people who disagree with what I just said. We got 74 million people in this country who believe that he's a patriotic man to this country. And he is not a racist individual. That he loves blacks because he has blacks in the back of his speeches behind him who are all paid, of course. See, those are the people, those are the black folks that pretty much are very desperate for money. It's not their belief that they really believe in what this clown is saying. They're getting a paycheck. It's not much, but to them, it's better than nothing. So they're going to sit up there and nod and grin every time he says something stupid. And we're divided on that as well. We got black people, like I spoke of yesterday, that just don't like being black. And they pray to God that they can change the outer of their skin and be as white as the people that they love so much, more than they love themselves. Clarence Thomas, y'all know him, right? Y'all know Clarence Thomas, Justice of the Peace, right? Is it? Yeah, one of the biggest courts of, yeah, up there. I'm gonna tell you a story about this guy. He had went to a predominantly black college at one point, and he got a degree from there. And he felt as if that degree was not worth putting at the top level. Like when people come into his home, come in his living room, dining room, whatever, he didn't want to hang that certificate there. He put it in his basement where nobody would see it. That's how he felt about that college, because it was predominantly black, ran by black people. Clarence Thomas. That's the truth. He said it himself. Right? We're divided from the highest point of this country to the lowest. You got people down there. You got people who got it bad. I'm gonna tell you another story. This was crazy to me. Now, here it is. I'm driving along, and I run across a couple of guys standing out there with a sign. You know what I mean? Begging for money, food, or whatever. So I pull up to a guy. Matter of fact, I'm driving by. No, here it is. That's a different one. I see some. I used to drive trucks a lot, so guys that are thumbing rides, right? I noticed that the white guys that was thumbing rides, when they notice they see you, who you are, your color or whatever, they put their hand down and don't even bother to try to get a ride. I found that to be kind of strange. I figure if you need a ride, you need a ride. No matter where the ride come from. And you down on your luck right now. You trying to get to A to B. You trying to get all the way across the country. Any little help will help. Anybody willing to help will help. You know. So maybe they were just more worried about, a black person might try to hurt them. That stigma, that thing that we got because of the shade of our skin. A lot of black people don't give us the enough break. In other words, there's a lot of black people that doing some bad stuff. But then again, there's a whole lot of other people doing a whole lot more. Right? But that stigma don't stay on them if they put a suit and tie on. You know, like this past president we had, put a suit and tie on, and automatically you guys fell in love with him, thinking he's an honest man, like Honest Abe or something. And he robbed you every chance he got, being a Russian sympathizer, kissing up under Putin, trying to use him as a puppet. We divided on that as well. Now, this is something that will never, I think, that will never end. The conversation will never stop. People will always be who they are. This is just life. And then here's another division, even amongst us, black and brown people, and the lovers of black and brown people, right? That we have this little platform called social media, right? And we would get on this thing almost every day. Some of us look real good. You know what I mean? I see on Instagram here a lot of these women looking, just good. And they all just prancing in front of the daggone camera, doing nothing, not saying anything of significance. We're divided on that as well. We men, we love to look at pretty women. There's no doubt. They know that. You know? But then if you have a platform, then use your platform in a way that it's going to be more beneficial to your people, black and brown, and lovers of black and brown people. Don't just get up there and prance and just, I'm just so pretty. I'm beautiful. Just, posing and profiling. Right? That's one of them hard truths that people don't really want to even say nothing about. Because they don't want to get snapped on. I had a girl, there was a girl on Instagram, and she's very well known. I'm not going to say her name, of course. And she's very well known for a couple of things. She's got a great body and all that. And she got a nasty attitude. Because I happened to make contact with her at one time. And I really wasn't saying anything to insult her, but she insulted me. You know what I mean? She had so many followers that she felt like it's nothing to insult one or two, calling them stupid and ignorant. She feels that she's so intelligent, but still yet, she'll strip all of her clothes off and do some nasty stuff. Well, as men don't think it's so nasty, but yeah. You know what I mean? And always talking about how smart she is because she has a degree in this or that. But still yet, you about to get it on national daggone Instagram and do some of the stuff that you do and still call yourself intelligent. And then you got nerve to call somebody else stupid. We're divided on that as well. You know what I mean? And I'm like, hey, I don't mind looking at you, you know what I mean? But now let's be real. Let's talk about some real stuff. But don't just start throwing at me all these studies that you've done. You know what I mean? All these studies, I've studied this and I studied that and I study. But then you're doing some ignorant stuff. Now, am I perfect to not look? Nope. She put it on there, dag nabbit, I look. You know what I mean? And if she say something, and if she open up for comments, I make comments sometimes. But then now that's a whole different ball game right there. Now we talking real talk. And then anytime you don't agree with people, they have a tendency to attack you, call you out your name, cuss you. That's one of the biggest division, even amongst us. We do that to each other, and don't let it be a racist person. Let it be a racist person coming in there trying to say something negative, derogatory. Jump all over them, man. You know what I mean? Calling them all kind of names. Yeah, a lot of it is the truth. But that's just one of those divisions. And there's a lot of people who just like rattling your feathers. They see you got something going on. You got a lot of followers. You got a lot of good stuff going on. They see you all the time. They want to get in there and disrupt it. Chaos. They want to create chaos and then laugh. sit back and laugh when you start responding in an angry way. I peep those people, man. You know, I peep those people. And then you got the people who would open up a conversation like what I just did here today. And then when people start commenting and it's not down the lane that they expected, you know, they have a tendency of trying to cutting you off. Just cut you off altogether. Boom, gone. Don't want to be bothered with you know, because you disagree. Right? So we're all gonna have that issue of disagreeing. Excuse me for coughing like that. I got this great mic over here. I know it's loud. COVID, nah, I done been through COVID already. Had my shots and everything. I'm good. I don't go mingle. I don't be mingling anymore, y'all. Hey, we're divided on that. We're divided on the vaccines that we should be actually taking. Whatever the CDC says that is good and the FDA have approved, we still thinking that we should be going out there and getting some horse medicine, some animal medicine, and ingest that. Right? We're divided on everything, man. It don't matter what it is. They had the 3 different vaccines. We were divided on that. Johnson, Pfizer, and the other one. Right? Johnson seemed like they had a problem at one point. So everybody was kind of turned off of that, but some people still take it. Right? Then you get the vaccine and you still get COVID. Then that was another division that was going on. We're divided on everything. Here's one. Here's a division. You got people down there in Texas where Kennedy was killed, just hanging around. They still down there, I believe. Hanging around, waiting on the resurrection of JFK and Elvis Presley to be Trump's running mate in 2024. There was a woman who went down there, left her family, said she ain't coming back home. She done went out there, stood out there, met somebody, and she started fornicating with this person out there, waiting on JFK and Elvis Presley. She told her people she ain't coming back. She left her kids and husband. We're divided on that. What in the world was she smoking? She was smoking that dude she met out there. They both waiting on JFK. JFK, really? He was a Democrat. Do they not know that? Okay. Maybe somebody should tell them. Send them the memo. Maybe they'll break that mess up and go home. So, division, y'all. That is what America, the world is. The world is divided. It doesn't matter what part of the world you come from. That's why there's conflict in all these different countries. Right? There's conflicts amongst tribes in Africa. Every country that you have been or heard of in history have had their share of conflict. Why is that they have so much conflict in other countries? It's not just here in America. So I think conflict was here at the beginning of time. At the beginning of it all, conflict was here. Right? Cain and Abel. 2 brothers. One brother wanted to kill the other brother. Why? Jealousy. Yeah. It was jealousy. Conflict. Division. Some people was like, hey, I don't believe in no God. God, where's God? I ain't seen God. Had Moses go up in the mountains, come back, and they out there running wild like, you know, they made a God because they didn't believe that there was one. So they made one out of gold, I think. Moses came down mad as fire, boy. You know what I mean? Mad, him and his stuttering self. What, you know? He was mad. Y'all do know that Moses stuttered, right? He had a speech impediment. But he led people to the promised land and didn't make it in himself. Wow. What a story. Do y'all know that story? I'll tell you one day, right? If you don't know it. Interesting though. You know? We're divided on that. Here's another thing a lot of us are divided on when it comes to drinking. I talked a lot about that yesterday. You know what I mean? About drinking, smoking, and getting high and all that. Yeah. But I'm gonna bring a little bit of that into this discussion because we're talking about division, right? So therefore, people use the excuse, especially if they are Christians or been raised by Christian people, and they know they believe in God but don't really want to follow the laws laid down by God, and they want to drink. And if you argue or dispute with them about drinking, they'll say, if it wasn't meant, if we wasn't supposed to, if it wasn't okay to do, then why did Jesus turn water into wine? Why? Dagnabbit. So there's my cause to drink because it said it in the Bible. In the Bible, Jesus turned water to wine. So I'm gonna drink, dagnabbit. Right? That's what some people who have been raised in a Christian home and know something about it, just don't want to follow the rules. All right. That's I run across that on numerous times. I prepared an answer for that crap. You want to hear what the answer is? You want to hear what the answer is? The answer is this: that the times of then, when Jesus did turn that water to wine, it wasn't the type of wine that we know of today that is so potent. Those people wasn't running around sloppy drunk after drinking that wine. Yeah, they may have gotten a little happy, but they wasn't doing what we do today. Because what we do, we get incarcerated. We break and we hurt people when we get high. We hurt people, we hurt a family, we hurt other people, we drive over them, we smash into them with our cars. It's different. It's not the same. And there was a reason why Jesus did that in the first place. It sure wasn't just to be, okay, we today we just have water, and I'm gonna make sure everybody gets to enjoy themselves. So bam, there's your wine. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to miss a day. It wasn't nothing like that. You know what I mean? But this is what we know. People are that way and are divided about that. I can sit here and make jokes about it, but it's a real thing. It's real. Talk to a pastor. Go back to church. If you don't go to church because of COVID, then tune into a church on a Sunday or something, or a Saturday. Depends on what it is, what belief you have. You did? Yeah. So we're divided on just if you name it, we're divided on it. You name it, we're divided on it. Just like cell phones, right? Some people have iPhones and some people have Androids. And people they take it personal if you talk about their phone. If you know somebody like that, I bet you know somebody like that. Say nothing about my phone, dagnabbit. And it ain't my phone dropping calls, it's your phone. What you got? You got a what? An Android. I know that's your phone dropping the call. It ain't mine. I got an Apple. You name it, man. I don't give a dagnabbit. You come out your house with clothes you like, that you feel that you look sharp, it fits me well, right? You coming out the house looking like, yeah, so fresh and so clean. You know what I mean? Right? There's somebody gonna look at you and be like, would you look at this fool? He think he looks sharp. That is the state of mind that we have, y'all. We got some problems, man. Will it ever go away? No. I don't think so. It's been around for a while, but can we regulate it a little better? I think so. I think that if we do a lot more of talking to each other and accepting each other for who we are and the way that we think, and being that I brought that up, LBG. Hold on a second. Okay. LBGQ people, or society, I should say, they're being under attack now. I mean, they've been under attack for a long time. You know what I mean? Ever since they come out that closet, you know, some of them come out of that closet, and now they like been attacked. You know, because you got a lot of stupid, ignorant, racist people who don't understand why they're the way that they are. Now, there's a debate, or we're divided on if, you know, LBGQ people were born that way, or was it just a decision? Yeah, we're divided on that as well. Because a lot of them will tell you they were born that way. They'll tell you it wasn't a choice, that they were trapped in a man's body or a female's body. In other words, they're saying that if there is a God, God made a mistake because he put me in this body. That's what they're saying. I don't think God make mistakes. Me personally, I don't think. You know? But if you talk to a LGBTQ person, they'll tell you that. Or they don't believe in God at all. There you go. Bam. Now they're trying to take books out of the schools that may represent LBGQ, right? People. If they're in them books, if they wrote them books, then like it was a guy, I forgot his name, that he had wrote a couple of kid books, and he had told his story, his personal story about how his life was coming up, and it's kind of in the libraries and schools, and they're trying to take that book out, take it out of there, and it's been there. I don't know how long it's been there, but you know he's an author, and he told his story, and it became pretty popular amongst people, because it wasn't just the LGBTQ people that were buying that book or reading that book. It was also straight people that were reading that book as well to get better understanding on why, you know, he is who he is and why he, you know, what happened to him in the course of his life. And people are so divided. And then here's the bad part about the division is that, you know, they can't just be divided. They want to hurt you because they don't believe in your cause or your ideology. They want to hurt you. You see, now those are the ones we got to do something with them. You see, that's too much. That's why they all got together and ran up in the Capitol the way they did. They want to hurt somebody now. What in the world? Because you lost? Wait, because you lost? What in the world? You lost, so you want to hurt some people. You retarded mofos. That's my opinion, dagnabbit. Yeah. Retarded mofos ran up in there. And now some of them are crying the blues because they hot on their tail now. They did it in front of cameras. What happened to Blue Lives Matter that day? What happened to it? If Blue Lives mattered. It didn't matter that day. You beat the crap out of them cops. You beat the crap out of them. And you had a girl killed. You pushed her up in the window, I think, because she looked too goofy to try to even climb up there on her own. I think y'all hoisted her up there and she got shot. That's what happened. I believe, dagnabbit. We're divided on that. We're divided on the insurrection that happened on January the 6th. We're divided on that. Everything was right there on video. Matter of fact, they were the ones videotaping this crap. But they turned that crap in. They're like, oh, snap, we messed up. Well, the video that I got, I'm gonna send it in and let them know I wasn't a part of that in there tearing up and smearing doo-doo all up and down the hallways of the Capitol. It wasn't me. So I got the video right here of who was really doing what to get the heat off them. You see what I'm saying? Their own people. Their own people. And then some of them knuckleheads try to turn around and say it was Black Lives Matter people up in there. What in the world? I ain't seen not one. I seen a couple black people up there. But those were the stupid delusionals who thought that, yeah, I'm running with the boys. You know, they're not going to harm me if I got a Trump flag and everything and a Trump hat. So yeah, even though I'm black, but guess what? They went up in that Capitol. You know they got them black boys. They locked them up. They locked them brothers up fast. I think they were the first ones getting locked up. You know what I mean? Then it took months and months and months, and even now still to go after the other ones. Yeah. Bet you they sitting up in jail now, didn't get a pardon. Divided on that. Divided on should they get pardons about running up in the Capitol the way they did? Should they? Should they have been pardoned for that? A lot of them are saying, yeah, why not? The president invited us, so we should get a pardon, right? Divided on that. I think they all should get locked up. If you went in that building, now if you was just outside, and you stayed your butt outside, yelling and screaming with your flags, you okay. But if you breached the doorway of that Capitol, along with the rest of them 700 and some odd people, dagnabbit, then you should get locked up. Bottom line. We divided on that. We are so divided in this country, fam. Will it ever stop? No. It's not going to stop. Right? What you going to do? You can't even, matter of fact, now, I don't know if they're saying Shaquita or something like that. There's a lot of white people now are saying the name Shaquita or something like that. Shaquita meaning a black Karen. Because, you know, when I first heard the word Karen, I was like, oh, her name Karen? Oh, that's amazing. The other girl I heard on social media was Karen too. And the one for that, a lot of Karens cutting up, ain't it? That's what I thought. I didn't know. Come to find out what a Karen really was. Somebody who was just a racist person trying to get the police to get on black people for being black or just being somewhere that they didn't want them to be. So they called the police. Karens. Now they saying Shaquitas. I think it's Shaquitas, whatever they call them now. I don't even know. I know it's some kind of name like that they're trying to, you know, if you see a black person acting super ghetto, like Shaquita. You know what I mean? Just when we started up, you know, Black Lives Matter, then they start all lives matter. Blue lives matter. White lives matter. We're divided on that too. Anything to keep us divided, man. You know what I mean? They just harp on, bro. They harp on it. They want to keep the division in hopes of that they'll gather up enough people to bring back the old days. And you know who benefited in the old days? It wasn't black people. We was not benefiting on anything about being in this country because we come from slaves and slave owners, and you know we just was given the rotten part of everything, you know, the bottom of the barrel. But they wanted to go back to those days. Why would we want that? Why would any black person want that? But then you still got black people champion for it to go back the old way, right? I don't even think they thinking about, hey, well, if I'm helping them win, will they turn on me because I'm black? I think so. Yep. If they're racist, you can best believe, Candace Owens, that you're gonna get yours. Because they ain't gonna have no more use for you. And after they ain't got no more use for you, they're going to find you as a threat. Just like the rest of us. Then you're going to come running back to us and we're going to be like, well, you, nope, not going to happen. Right? Omarosa, what's her name? Omarosa, whatever her name was. All that crap she was talking about Trump, that you were, all the detractors will bow at his feet. Oh, really? Is that what we were supposed to do? I missed the memo, right? But look at her. Now she's doing all right. I ain't heard a lot from her though. She wrote a book and everything, and her book did well. You know what I mean? What was it? Unstable? No, it was something hinges. Is she something about off hinges? I don't remember, man. But whatever her book was, I did not get it. I didn't want it. I was not interested. And as far as I'm saying, she a fine one though. I do want to tell y'all this. I think Omarosa is fine. Yes, but I don't like her. Dang, I hate that. I hate when the fine sisters. Dang, but that's me. I hate when the fine sisters flip on us, man. I gotta denounce them, bro. I'm like, oh, shoot. I would like to be a supporter of that fine black woman, but she don't want to be black, you know. So I can't. I ain't got no business with it. That's a division, right? That's what we deal with, y'all. You know. All right. So, basically, what what we have in this country is something that society as a whole has always had to deal with in every country is division. And it's always that lower percentage of rich people who want to keep the division there in order for them to continue to reign and control and be wealthy in whatever country it is. It doesn't matter what country you come from, but you experience that same thing. Poverty is everywhere. Poverty is everywhere, right? And the elites know this, and they know they're outnumbered by the poor people, but put taxes on them to pay to keep them rich. So as long as they can divide us, then they can conquer us. And my simple message out of all that talking about division, my simple solution is this: band together. Band together. You hear? Do this. Do this. All you 74 million people, Republicans, band together with the 80 some odd million Democrats and work out our differences. Work out our differences to a point where we can literally make things happen in this country for everybody. Will that ever happen? The answer is no, I don't think so. I don't think it's ever going to happen. Not in this, not in our life. Not in our life. Elon Musk talking about going to freaking Mars, man. He's like, this place is doomed. So I'm gonna take my money, take my money and put something together with SpaceX and get people out of this daggone place who can afford it. If you can't afford it, then too bad. So therefore, black and brown people and lovers of black and brown people who ain't rich, we this is it. We were born here. We're gonna die here. Ain't no going up to the moon because we can't afford it. Ain't no going up to Mars. We cannot afford that. So we might as well just keep our happy butts right here and make the best of whatever go down here. You know what I mean? Right to the end. We can be divided all we want to be, but I know one thing: if we don't learn how to stand together for something, we'll fall for everything, and that's what's been going on. You got black people don't even want to be black. That I keep mentioning that because that thing just blows my mind. How you gonna be? How you gonna be put in a particular skin and you don't even like it? You want to change it? You don't. You out of all your living, you mean tell me you haven't found nothing that you can simply say that I'm happy to be who I am? Some people are so miserable they commit suicide because they haven't been born the other person or the other race. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Ridiculous to me. That's just my personal opinion. You feel me? All right, y'all. Think we're gonna wrap this up right now because I ain't had nobody come on this joint. But what's good about it is that you guys get to see it later. You can cut it up, look at pieces of it. It don't matter. But it's something real that we all have to kind of like come to grips with. It doesn't matter who you believe in, what God you believe in, what political background you believe in, you know, what skin color you love or dislike. But we all got to come to grips to that. If we don't band together, then this country in which we call great won't exist. Now, the other countries, maybe, maybe it might be China or Japan who wind up controlling everything with AI. That's another topic. We'll talk about some AI next time. Now, listen, I'm going to shut this thing down. Tomorrow, I will be back. But as far as Instagram, it's going to be YouTube and Facebook again. Tomorrow's Friday. All right. Tomorrow's Friday. So we're going to check y'all out tomorrow. You dig? When I start working out, I'm probably going to do some more workouts for y'all as well. And at the end of my workout, I might give you a topic or so. Right? But for now, this is what it is. It's cold out there, man. Dagnabbit. I like working out in the cold. I don't feel like getting sick again. You know what I mean? I had that COVID one time last year, man. That thing messed me up, bro. All right. On that note, y'all, peace and love. And remember, let me talk to both of you here. Treat people like you want to be treated, and it'll come back around because it has for me. One love, fam. Let me see if I can shut this off at the same time again. I'm getting good at it, I think. Ready? On three. Peace. One love. I think I got it.